Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a haunting and complex issue, the chilling reality behind the vanished prisoners in Bangladesh. This story, shrouded in secrecy and fear, reveals a disturbing trend that has profound implications for human rights and justice in the region. Let's explore the background, the current situation, and the voices that often go unheard. In recent years, Bangladesh has seen a troubling increase in reports of enforced disappearances. Human rights organizations and local activists have documented numerous cases where individuals have vanished without a trace, often believed to be taken by law enforcement or state security agents. The phrase "House of Mirrors" reflects the distortion of truth and the elusiveness of accountability in a system that seems to hide its darkest secrets. The roots of this crisis can be traced back to the political landscape of Bangladesh, where tensions run high. The country has experienced political unrest, protests, and allegations of corruption. In response, the government has increasingly employed tactics that silence dissent, often resulting in the arbitrary detention of political opponents, journalists, and activists. These actions create a chilling atmosphere where fear prevails, and many choose to remain silent rather than risk their safety. To understand the human impact of these enforced disappearances, let's look at some real stories. Families of the vanished live in a perpetual state of anguish and uncertainty. They search for answers, yet they are often met with indifference or hostility from authorities. One heart-wrenching case involves the disappearance of a student activist who had been vocal against government policies. His family has spent years seeking justice, only to be met with barriers at every turn. These disappearances are not just numbers, they represent lives interrupted, dreams shattered, and communities left in despair. The House of Mirrors analogy emphasizes how truth is often distorted, with authorities denying knowledge of the individual's whereabouts or, worse, labeling them as criminals or terrorists to justify their disappearance. This manipulation of narratives creates a fog of confusion, making it difficult for families to pursue justice or even understand what happened to their loved ones. International human rights organizations have condemned these practices, urging the Bangladeshi government to uphold its commitments to human rights and to investigate these cases thoroughly. Yet, the responses have often been lackluster. The government may acknowledge concerns superficially but continues to operate with impunity, leaving victims' families in a cycle of frustration and despair. But what can be done? Raising awareness is crucial. The more we talk about these issues, the harder it becomes for governments to ignore them. Social media and international attention can play significant roles in pressuring authorities to take action. Organizations like Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch continue to document these cases and advocate for change, but they need our support and voices to amplify their efforts. In addition, solidarity among nations is vital. Countries that value human rights must hold governments accountable, using diplomatic channels to push for transparency and justice. The international community must stand united against enforced disappearances, treating them as a global issue that transcends borders. As we reflect on the chilling truth behind Bangladesh's vanished prisoners, we must remember that each case represents a person, a friend, a family member, a voice that has been silenced. We cannot allow their stories to fade into obscurity. By shining a light on these issues, we honor their struggle and work towards a world where human rights are upheld and protected. In conclusion, the House of Mirrors symbolizes the complex and often terrifying reality faced by those living in Bangladesh, where truth is elusive and justice feels out of reach. It is essential for us to remain vigilant, informed, and engaged. What are your thoughts on the situation in Bangladesh? How can we better support the fight for human rights around the world? We invite you to share your insights in the comments below. If you found this video impactful, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on important global issues. Thank you for joining us today. Together, let's keep the conversation going and advocate for those who have been silenced.